Attention. Go.
And we're away in the Stewards Challenge Cup. The first race in this event of the regatta. The winner going through to tomorrow's final. It's great to have so many international representative teams here too, Adam. Not only have we got the Dutch senior team here, but many under-23s who will be at the World Championships later in the year from the Netherlands, from Poland, from Germany, from Great Britain.
That's right. That was a great start there from the British under-23s. Obviously, they realise the calibre they have next to them on the right-hand side of the screen at the moment, the Dutch crew. And they've just really had to sort of make a big move there to really sort of stamp down and have a good crack at them early on, and which they're doing. A couple of feet up there already. That looks like a very good rhythm in that British boat already.
Yeah, it's incredibly hard to call at this early stage. It looks like the Dutch just dropped back, but they seem to be pulling back to almost level with this British crew. British crew looking very aggressive at this stage. I wonder if they're going to be able to hold this speed. It looks to me like the Dutch have really transitioned into something that they're going to hold for quite a while. Yeah,
the Dutch have changed it up again, haven't they? I thought Tom George there, he's wearing the Leander lycra there, so we're representing Leander, sorry, with James Johnston behind him. Tom George obviously at Princeton and James Johnston at Harvard. And they're back here in the UK. And this British crew was formed 1 week ago and is coached by Brian Young, who coached them last year to a silver medal at the under-23s. So they have got some good talent here, but reminding us, worth reminding us that the bar crew on the top of the screen, the Dutch crew, is a senior boat coached by René Minders. And this is a pretty hot crew, actually, winning the bronze at the Roeiclub World Cup and finishing 6th at the Worlds last year. So age and experience is paying over the youth here, and youth and enthusiasm.
And the Dutch are just on fire at the moment. We're going to see their men's pair up next. We saw their men's 8 yesterday as well. I mean, they're some of the top favourites for the Olympic medals and possibly even gold medals in the 8, that's for sure. So it's a real treat to see them here, their last regatta before the Olympic Games. And we know that the Dutch really believe in having a program that they all buy into, that they enjoy, and that really inspires them to perform. So we didn't see the Dutch team at the 3rd World Cup in Poland, but the men's team are all here.
Yeah. I mean, they're a great team to watch, the Dutch sweep team now, actually. And you were saying earlier how the coaches have got this real focus on having fun and actually really enjoying the rowing, and that's why they're here, is to maximise the fun they get out of it. And weren't you saying earlier that they like to do slightly extreme sports and stuff like that sometimes?
I've heard some ridiculous stories about going skydiving, but I don't know how true that is. That sounds like maybe a little bit of a dangerous activity before the Olympics, but I think it just demonstrates that the Dutch team, they care, I guess, about their physical and mental well-being.
Very much so. Well, let's hope they're not going skydiving tonight, because they're doing a great job already here, actually. They've got a good sort of, 3/4 of a length up on the British crew. Both crews with bucket rigs.
That's right, yeah. Yeah, the British are doing quite well, I think, to be just sitting here, and I wonder if the Dutch are planning to just take it a little easier and are just sitting with that half a length lead, or if they're actually getting challenged by the British. We'll see as the course starts to unfold. And on the left-hand side of your screen there, Hollandia Roeiclub from the Netherlands, in the Stewards Challenge Cup. On the right-hand side, Newcastle University and Robert Gordon University. Some strong younger athletes in that crew from Newcastle and Robert Gordon.
Yeah, so the British were just underrating the Dutch for a little while, but I think they've sort of clocked onto that, and they've sort of matched them, if not just been an extra couple of strokes, and they're actually beginning to claw back, if you look. Yeah, I think they've sort of narrowed it down to a couple of feet now, which is great for the British crew to sort of pull themselves back into this.
Yeah, brilliant work by the British crew. Just absolutely tenacious. Now with the Dutch only holding about a canvas over the British crew, who are rating considerably higher. They're really going for it. They're not going to leave any questions unanswered as we head down into the second half of this race. They're quite close to the booms there, though, so they'll need to be careful. I think that breeze looks like it's maybe just a little bit of a crosshead, so perhaps it's pushing these crews over onto the buck station.
Very much so. You can see people are having to hold onto their hats here in Stewards enclosure, so it's clearly sort of playing around with the boats as well and just knocking them off course. And actually you could see on Tom George's blade there and the stroke seat of the British boat just being bounced on the water a couple of times, so it's clearly a bit of a factor in the middle part of the course there.
Yeah, some tricky conditions out there. You can see the trees moving and the flags there. It's quite breezy, quite gusty from time to time, punchy little gusts, which we've seen unsettle a few of the crews racing today. But the Dutch are looking pretty cool right now.
They look good, don't they, actually? Those shoulders look nice and set, nice and still. They're not jumping around, even though the wind is blowing everyone around a lot, which is, it shows they're pretty on it, aren't they? Pretty slick crew, this Dutch crew.
They do, but they're not leading, it seems, from this point. It looks like the British, who are rowing so aggressively at the moment and really taking this opportunity that they've got to draw back to level and perhaps even take an advantage as they come towards the stewards enclosures.
That's right, this British crew have done a great job here, so they're looking to get selected for the under-23s here, so this performance will be a big tick in the box if they can do that. Obviously they've only been back in the UK a week, working on this crew together with Brian Young, their coach, but they're part of this development group that Peter Shepherd's running and getting ready for the under-23s in Rotterdam. So any good result here is good for them to get this crew selected and booked so they can get on training with it, ready for the World Championships.
And it's just great to see this quality of racing and to see these crews use the Henley Regatta as a part of their preparation for the other major events, whether it's the Olympic Games or Under-23 World Championships. You're provided with a challenge and a quality of racing here, which really, I think, pushes rowers beyond their normal limits and you know, experiences that you wouldn't normally have in a fleet race or on a flat water 2,000-metre course.
Yeah, exactly that. I mean, that Dutch crew's off to the Olympics in a few weeks' time, so it's for this British boat to have a pop at a crew that's going to be racing at the Olympics is a great experience to have.
Yeah, we saw a similar thing with Tim Nasker from Germany yesterday racing the Scull against Mahe Drysdale, and although that could have been a fairly demoralising experience to race against the Olympic champion, I think is a pretty good story.
Yeah, you can just see now, you can see that movement on the water, and actually the British boats struggle with it, and they've gone a little bit more slightly ragged as they're just going through that wash. It's getting very busy on the river today with a lot of party boats enjoying the atmosphere. This Dutch crew has been able to just cut their way through quite comfortably to a good lead here and going to take it.
Look, I think the Dutch did that fairly comfortably by the end. I think it was a well-measured race, not expending too much energy. They did what they had to cross the line first, but they look like they've got another gear to go for tomorrow. So the winners of the Stewards Challenge Cup semi and into tomorrow's race, Hollandia Roeiclub from the Netherlands.